The YouTube game is completely changing heading into 2024, and in this video I'm going to tell you how you can take advantage of it and what exactly I mean by that. So in this video we're going to talk about people like Sulek and Abdall, other people like that who not only are posting kind of low effort, no thumbnail, really basic titles, really breaking all the rules that other people like to teach on how you should, the best practices to grow on YouTube. We're going to tell you how you can take advantage of that in this video going into 2024 and why these people are blowing up so much. So let's first bring up these channels so I can kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about when it comes to, these people blowing up on YouTube. So here I have Sulek's channel pulled up, and you can see his thumbnails are really just pictures of himself, screenshots from the actual video themselves, and his views are going absolutely crazy. And I'm getting asked so much, how is this Sulek guy able to do this? I mean, the guy's getting 700,000 views on a picture of him, screenshot from the video, just repping, incline bench press. Obviously he's doing a lot of weight, but it's not enough weight to where you would click on the video simply to see this guy rep that weight. There's other reasons why people are clicking on these videos. And let me give you one little tip right here, one little example, one little psychological trick, something that a lot of people aren't aware of, but it's very, very prevalent when it comes to human psychology and why a lot of these YouTubers do get these views. So there's this, I don't even know if there's a name for it, but there's definitely this phenomenon where you can see it with like that Penguin Zero, like the Moist Critical guy who does the Sulek situation is crazy type videos, and it's literally just a picture of his face and he's talking about the situation, and he'll get millions and millions of views. There's this phenomenon where if there's a video like this that has no highly produced thumbnail, very basic title, but it has a lot of views, you're more enticed to click. So if you see this video here or this video right here with 1.1 million views, and it's just Sulek holding 2 pints of ice cream, and you're like, why does this video have 1.1 million views? So you click on it because of that reason, because the title is so simple: Winter Bulk Day 39, back in grocery trip. And it's just a guy holding ice cream, and it has 1 million views. So it's not even like a conscious thing. It's a subconscious thing where you see a video like that and it doesn't have a highly produced clickbait thumbnail. It doesn't have a clickbaity title. It's just a normal title, very low effort, but it has 1 million views. So you're more inclined to click. But, obviously you're thinking right now, well, how did they get the views in the first place to make that effect take place? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video and why this type of content is actually thriving so much, such as Sulek and Abdall, which we'll go into also in a minute. What I believe is happening here is something called banner blindness, or there's ad fatigue, anything like that. People are basically getting fatigued with the same type of thumbnails. Whenever something becomes very normal and normalized and very, very common, such as highly produced thumbnails, highly produced titles, things like that, then the people who are doing the opposite are going to be the ones that see success. So if back in the day, 10 years ago, 2013, you were to make a super high quality Mr. Beast looking thumbnail, or even some thumbnails that I have on this channel that I outsource to people on Fiverr for 20 bucks, 15 bucks, they make really, really good thumbnails in a really short period of time. So now that every single person on earth has access to tutorials on YouTube on how to do this, and access to Fiverr freelancers that can do it in a matter of an hour, and for 15 bucks. Now that everyone has access to these highly produced thumbnails, they're kind of all over the place. So if you see these highly produced thumbnails every single time you go to the YouTube homepage, eventually you're going to become kind of fatigued, subconsciously. You're not going to, it's not going to stick out because it's every single one. You're going to develop that banner blindness that I was talking about earlier. So what does stick out on the YouTube homepage when you see it is pictures like this of Sulek just being normal, a normal dude, a normal screenshot from his video. It starts to stick out a little bit more because every single thumbnail out there is super highly produced. And I've even noticed this on other channels that I have, where even, as long as the video topic is good, something that people are interested in, you don't even have to put that much effort into the thumbnails anymore. Now, I'm not saying to not follow best practices for thumbnails anymore. Highly produced thumbnails, they still get views. Stuff like this, yes, people like Sulek can luck into channels like this where they blow up low effort content, low effort thumbnails, low effort titles. Yes, you can get lucky like that. Let's face it, Sulek did get lucky. He has a very likable personality that for some reason people really, really enjoy. You're not going to be able to do this. It's a lot of luck is involved. So it's definitely best for you to stick with the thumbnail best practices. Do what is proven to work over time, but this is definitely something to keep an eye on going forward, because like I said, people are developing that banner blindness. So use this to your advantage. And there's ways that you can use this to your advantage without being extremely lazy and just taking screenshots from your videos. Use this in your thumbnails to maybe make less highly produced thumbnails, but at the same time make them. So if we take Mr. Beast for an example, I wasn't planning on doing this, but let me search up Mr. Beast's channel real quick, because Mr. Beast actually does this really well, where his thumbnails are not the typical highly produced thumbnails. They're not actually that, they break the rules of graphic design. So if you look, and what I mean by that, if you look at his thumbnails, they don't have drop shadows on him, and he's clearly photoshopped into these images, right? Like nobody actually thinks that Mr. Beast is floating in the sky with a golden mansion behind him. Nobody actually thinks that Mr. Beast is about to die because this blade is going to hit him and cut him up. He's obviously photoshopped into these images, but these images don't even have drop shadows on them. A lot of them have a super high contrast to where you can't see certain parts of Mr. Beast because he's contrasted so much into these photos. What Mr. Beast is doing, he's taking advantage of thumbnails such as Ali Abdall's or Sam Sulek's. He's seeing this trend happen on YouTube, where he even tweeted out the videos, the thumbnails where he has his mouth open, they perform worse, because nowadays having the crazy shocked faces, they don't perform as well. Because that is that banner blindness that I was talking about. Everybody does that. Everybody has been doing that for 10 years. So now super highly produced thumbnails with shocked faces on them, they don't stick out on the homepage anymore. What does stick out is stuff like Sam Sulek. Or if you want to stick to best practices, which is more proven, like Mr. Beast is doing stuff that doesn't have this crazy shocked faces on it. They're just a normal Mr. Beast face that's telling a story with the thumbnail. That's the most important part. Make sure that you're telling a story with your thumbnail, and Mr. Beast does a great job at that without having super aesthetically pleasing. Like, it's not about being aesthetically pleasing with your thumbnails. It's about using human psychology to get people to click, and Mr. Beast is extremely good at that, at understanding the psychology changes over time. As everybody gets better at thumbnails, as everybody gets better at titles, the psychology will change over time. So what I think is happening right now with the change, the shift, and what is working on YouTube is everybody is good or has access to someone who is good at making thumbnails nowadays. So the skill gap is no longer in thumbnails. The skill gap is now going to be in other places, such as really good titles. Because the craze has been thumbnails for all these years, now the skill gap, the needle mover, is going to be titles, is going to be the actual content within the video, and more importantly, is going to be the person within the video. Do you like the person? Are you going to return to his videos or her videos over and over again because you enjoy hanging out with that person? That's what's going to set people apart going forward, not thumbnails anymore. Once again, this is not me saying that you should stop sticking to best practices when it comes to thumbnails. You need to continue to make good thumbnails. Like I said, I also wanted to talk about Ali Abdall a little bit. He posted this video, and I believe it was his editor or his manager posted a screenshot on Twitter and was like, it's crazy that this video right here got the click-through rate that it does. And the reason why it does, obviously it's a very lazy thumbnail. It's just a screenshot from him pressing record on the camera, 378,000 views, and the title is Everything's Changing, Life Update. Why is this? Why is this video getting so many views? Because Ali Abdall has built up this following of people who really, really like him as a person. Same thing with Sam Sulek. He's built up this following of people who like him as a person. Ali Abdall and Sam Sulek have both done this to the point where they can post whatever they want as long as it's about them. And because this is Everything's Changing, a life update, people are actually curious, and they're like, I want to know what Ali Abdall means by everything is changing in his life, because I actually care about the person of Ali Abdall. That's what's going to, really, really move the needle going forward. That's where the skill gap is on YouTube nowadays. People are tired. People are getting tired. I know it might not look like it, but people are tired of the TikTok style of content. People are going to get tired if you're not Mr. Beast. People are tired of the Mr. Beast style of content. Mr. Beast is just so good at it that it'll probably never tire out for him, and he also does like the craziest stuff out there. People are tired of you getting on the camera, pressing record, and being like, what's going on, guys? Today, I'm going to be putting my friend underneath a bus and seeing what happens when the bus runs over him. Like, people are tired of that stuff. People just want you to be real. Just talk to the camera, no crazy edits. People just want you to be real, be likable. And if you are being truly yourself, which is really hard on camera for a lot of people, but if you can develop that skill of being yourself on camera, you can develop an audience that truly, truly likes you and knows you and trusts you. And that's when you can have a following and a channel like Abdall, like Sam Sulek, to where you can literally just take a screenshot from your video and post it and use that as a thumbnail and get views. But right now, I think that everybody should be using, the best thumbnail practices that I talk about on my channel, that other people talk about. You definitely need to be using those best practices, to build a following initially. Because if people just see a video that has 5 views on it, very low quality thumbnail, very low effort content, then they're just not going to click. But it's completely different if somebody has 100,000 views with a low effort thumbnail, and you have to be able to realize that that is the truth. And it's something that in your subconscious where you see a low effort thumbnail, 100K views. Oh, this guy must really be good at YouTube. This guy must post really good content. It's a subconscious thing. But if somebody has 3 views and it's a really low effort thumbnail, then they're not going to click because they're going to be like, oh, this guy just barely puts any effort into his content. It's probably bad. I'm not going to waste my time on this. So whenever you're first starting out, I highly, highly recommend you continue to try on your thumbnails. You try with your titles. I actually think that titles are going to be one of the bigger skill gaps as well going into 2024 when it comes to YouTube. I kind of wanted to do this video to discuss the current state, the current meta of YouTube, because it obviously is changing. I'm seeing a ton of other people, like the best performing Alex Hormozy videos and like the videos that I like to watch, they're all unedited podcasts. Alex Hormozy's best videos are him talking on stage unedited for an hour, and it's like everybody that I enjoy watching is that type of content nowadays. And I think it's also being like that for a lot of other people. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Are you starting to trend toward watching more like unedited podcast style or hour-long talks with people on stage, stuff like Abdall and Sam Sulek? Are you trending towards watching that type of content? Because I 100% am. It's just one of those things where you get fatigued over time when everybody is doing the same thing. Everybody saw TikTok and short-form content pop off and they were like, how can I put this into my long form content to take advantage of this trend? And now everybody is doing super fast, like TikTok style edits, and it's becoming fatigued to the subconscious mind of these humans. So now it's refreshing to see a video posted like this one, where it's just a screenshot of Ali, from the video, turning his camera on, everything's changing, life update. And people like to watch it because it's real. It's a 45-minute, just real talk video of Ali being Ali. Same thing with Sam Sulek. It's just a hour-long, 40-minute long video of Sam Sulek going about his day with a large focus on the gym and diet and stuff like that. So I think going forward into YouTube, yes, you should continue to focus on thumbnails, but it's no longer going to be what separates you from the pack. You're no longer going to be able to make good thumbnails and just dominate a niche. You have to be able to master what I call the viral 5, which I talk about in a lot of my other content if you want to deep dive on that. But the viral 5 is topics, titles, thumbnails, timing, and tenacity. Tenacity is basically just the mindset that goes into it. If you don't dominate the entire viral 5 and also have good content within the video, then you're not going to be able to compete anymore. I think the biggest needle movers going forward is going to be good content, 1, being likable, being a good brand for yourself, a good personal brand, being able to be yourself on camera so that people like you, and 3, titles. Titles is something that's just kind of a forgotten art at this point, and I have videos where I break down the science behind a good YouTube title. I'll actually probably make a video completely dedicated to that sometime in the near future. For right now, continue to try to get better at titles, thumbnails, everything, but really, really understand that the meta, the way that people are consuming YouTube content is completely shifting going into 2024. And you really need to try to take advantage of it where you can without completely sacrificing your thumbnails and completely sacrificing the best practices that you already know work on YouTube. Just use this stuff to your advantage where you can. Hopefully this video did end up helping you. Just kind of wanted to sit down and talk about, the way YouTube's changing, why it's changing, and stuff like that. Basically, it just comes down to human psychology, and people are kind of getting fatigued with the same old titles, thumbnails, highly produced content. So hopefully this video did end up providing you value in some sort of way. If you do want to go ahead and get my strategies implemented into your channel, and you want to know how you can grow your YouTube channel, make a full-time income, leave the job that you absolutely hate, you can go ahead and book a call with the link in the description or shoot me a DM on Instagram and we can get you going. We can hop on that call if we feel like you're a good fit for the program, get you onboarded, get you getting views, get you making money. You know the drill. So hopefully I'll see you on a call, but if I don't, I appreciate it if you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you on the next one.